We often take education for granted. Schools, curriculum, teachers, everything seems structured and unquestionable. But what if I tell you that education as we know it might not be serving its true purpose? Hi, I am Tamara Richter, and this is The School Crisis, a channel where we talk about education. Today, we are diving into the ideas of Gert Biesta and Ivan Illich, two thinkers who challenge the way we see learning. Gert Biesta asks a fundamental question: what is the purpose of education? He argues that education should not just be about acquiring knowledge and skills, but about shaping individuals and society. According to Biesta, education has three key functions. In words of Biesta, education is about qualification, socialization, and subjectification. But what happens when we focus too much on one and ignore the others? So what's the problem? Most education systems focus almost entirely on qualification, turning students into workers rather than independent thinkers. But what if education was about creating people who can truly engage in the world? Most learning is not the result of instruction. It is rather the result of unhampered participation in a meaningful setting. Ivan Illich, 1971. With his book, Deschooling Society, Illich suggests that institutionalized education creates codependency rather than true learning. Instead of schools, Illich proposes open networks where people learn based on curiosity and need. Illich was also against credentialism. For him, schools reinforce social inequalities by valuing diplomas over skills. Illich believed that by breaking free from schools, we could create a society where learning happens everywhere. Through networks, mentorships, real-world experiences. Imagine a world where education isn't a requirement, but a choice. Illich believed that by breaking free from schools, we could create a society where learning is everywhere. Both Biesta and Illich warn us about the dangers of turning education into a system obsessed with measurement, efficiency, and control. Today's schools often resemble factories, where the goal is not learning, but producing graduates. In Biesta's words, if we treat education like a business, we will end up with societies that only know how to consume, not to think. Some examples are standardized testing. They focus on results over actual understanding. Market-driven education. Universities and schools act like business, treating students as customers. And loss of autonomy. Students are not encouraged to question or think critically, just to pass exams. So if schools aren't the answer, what is? Can we create an education system that truly prepares individuals for life, not just for the market? I know there are many alternative education models that challenge this idea and that actually work in a different way, like project-based learning, mentorship programs, apprenticeship programs. But the general system of education isn't there yet. It's actually pretty far from being there. So I'm gonna leave you with a quote from Biesta. Education should be about making a meaningful existence possible, not just about preparing people to fit into society. So what do you think? Are schools necessary, or is it time for a radical change? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to keep the conversation going. See you next time.